On 30th March 2015, the Senior Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions and the Head of International War Crimes Division Department in the DPP's office, Joan Kagezi, was shot dead by assailants riding on a motorbike in Chiwature, a Kampala suburb, on her way home. For 8 years, no suspects were brought to book following her murder, not until yesterday when President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni confirmed to the country that 4 suspects were in police custody. The arrested suspects include Chibuka John, Masajjage John, Chiseka Dan, and Nasulu Abdara. The suspects appeared at Nakawa Magistrates Court to face charges. Before Chief Magistrate Elias Kakoza, court charged them with 1 count of murdering Joan Kagezi and 1 count of terrorism.
Chiseka Daniel Chiwanuka oli musajja olina emyaka 43 oli muganda oli mulimi oba oyokya n'amanda obeera ku kyalo Nsanvu Kitimbwa Town Council mu Kayunga District. Chiwanuka oli musajja olina emyaka 43 oli muganda oli mulimi oba oyokya n'amanda obeera ku kyalo Nsanvu Kitimbwa Town Council mu Kayunga District. Chibuka John olumuweita Musa olina emyaka 32 oli muganda wasingisibwa omusango era oli Kigo ku prisons ekisangibwa mu Wakiso District. Masajjage John olumuweita Mubiru Brian olumuweita Badiru ate era olumuweita Chongo olina emyaka 5 oli muganda wasingisibwa omusango era oli ku prison y'Ekitalya ekisangibwa mu Mityana District. Nasul Abdul Mugonole olina emyaka 39 oli Musoga wasingisibwa omusango oli ku Kigo ekisangibwa Mityana District. Mwenna bana muvunaanibwa emisango 2 ogusooka ogw'obutujju okwenyigira mu butujju nga mumenya etteeka namba 7 akawaayiro akasooka A ne akawaayiro ak'okubiri B. Chiseka Daniel, Chibuka John, Masajjage John, Mubiru Brian, olumwe yeeyita Chongo, Nasul Abdu Mugonole n'abalala bakyanoonyezebwa. Kigambibwa nti ng'ennaku z'omwezi 3 omwezi ogwokusatu omwaka 2015 nga muli Kiwaatule ekisangibwa mu Nakawa Division mu Kampala District nga mulina ekigendererwa eky'okutiisatiisa gavumenti n'abantu mwenyigira mu kikolwa eky'obutujju nga mulina ebigendererwa eby'ebyobufuzi oba eby'eddiini n'ebyenkulaakulana oba ebyenfuna nga temugoberedde oba nga temufudde ku bukuumi bw'abantu. Mwatta Assistant Director of Public Prosecution Joan Kagezi, omuntu eyali akola mu office ya government. That is the first count.
So the first count, good count 2.
Nga mumenya etteeka 188 ne 189. Chiseka Daniel Chiwanuka, Chibuka John, Masajjage John, Mubiru Brian, Nasul Abdul Mugonole n'abalala bakyanoonyezebwa. Kigambibwa nti ng'ennaku z'omwezi 3 omwezi ogwokusatu omwaka 2025 nga muli Kiwaatule mu Nakawa Division mu Kampala District nga mulina ekigendererwa oba nga mukozesa ettima mwatta Assistant Director of Public Prosecution Joan Kagezi.
Okay, you're here for the purposes of communicating to the charges.
The suspects were not allowed to take plea since Nakawa Magistrates Court has no jurisdictions to try such capital offences.
To enter new plea, so you're remanded till 20th of this month.
Ensonga baleesezza olwaleero mu kkooti kubasomera misango egibavunaanibwa. Kkooti eno terina buyinza buwulira musango era busomezi musango era kkooti kyekoze.
So remanded till 20th.
Mujja kukomawo ng'ennaku z'omwezi 2 ogw'Okwakumi omwaka guno.
The suspects, who had no legal representative, were remanded to Luzira Government Prison until 20th November 2023.
We are glad that this day has finally come to pass. Today in the dock we had 4 accused persons. They've been brought in respect to the charges of murder and terrorism in respect to our fallen gallant prosecutor, Assistant DPP Joan Kagezi, who was murdered 8 years ago in 2015. We are glad that finally the day has come. We are hopeful that we are going to get justice for the family, for the prosecution agency at large, that one of us was taken out of action when she was actually doing her prosecutorial work. 4 accused persons have been arraigned in court today. Today has been for reading out charges. We expect that they will be brought back again on the 20th of November so that we can see what follows after, whether they're going to be committed, and they'll be committed to the International Criminal Division of the High Court, where we hope that the trial for those accused persons will be expedited. We thank you all for coming. There are only 2 of them who are already convicted. They were convicted on the charges of aggravated robbery, and the remaining 2 were not convicts in prison. So as you heard the magistrate reading the charge sheet, there are 4 accused that we have now, but some are still at large. So when we get other people, we shall be joining them on the charge sheet. In respect to the investigations that were carried out, we are very confident. Before there had been investigations, but now we are confident that the investigations that were carried out in respect to these people is enough to have us try them in the courts of.
Over 20 suspects have so far been arrested in line with the murder of Joan Kagezi. However, they were released due to lack of evidence.
As you all aware, it has been a painful 8 years. There were many leads, there were many people who were arrested, some were released, but we are very sure that this time round the investigations have unearthed the people. There are only 2 of them who are already convicted. They were convicted on the charges of aggravated robbery, and the remaining 2 were not convicts in prison. So as you heard the magistrate reading the charge sheet, there are 4 accused that we have now, but some are still at large. So when we get other people, we shall be joining them on the charge sheet. In respect to the investigations that were carried out, we are very confident. Before there had been investigations, but now we are confident that the investigations that were carried out in respect to these people is enough to have us try them in the courts of law.
While at the memorial lecture of Joan Kagezi, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni once said that some of the key suspects in the murder case of Joan Kagezi were hiding abroad, and the international police was doing its best to have them arrested.
But like quietly, and we believe what they unearthed is enough to actually have us all here so that we can read out the charges to them and also be ready. As I said, we will be ready for this trial to begin as soon as immediately. As you are aware, in court today they said these are some of the suspects and others are still at large. So what we have here is what the investigations have unearthed. And this is why we are here for the 4 who we have today, so that the prosecution can go ahead.
At the time of her death, Joan Kagezi was the lead prosecutor in the case, where 15 suspects were being tried for the 2010 bombings of Al-Shabaab, which claimed more than 70 people in Lugogo, an Ethiopian village in Kabalagala. Joan Kagezi was also in charge of the International Crimes Division in the DPP's office, handling crimes such as terrorism, war crimes, and human trafficking, among other offences. She was also working with the police in the prosecution of those accused of killing, robberies and terrorism in Busoga region and Kampala. Unlike other cases, prosecutors from the DPP's office appeared in big numbers at Nakawa Court, including the children of Joan Kagezi.